Iron Man never imagined he'd get taken down by Optimus Prime. Luckily, Tony wasn't actually inside the suit. By this point, the Mark 42 could already be controlled remotely. Meanwhile, Killian had taken control of the Iron Patriot, kidnapped the president, and brought him back to his secret base, where Pepper was also being held captive. By then, Tony and Rhodey had tracked down the base. Unfortunately, Tony's aim with a gun was terrible. Almost every bullet missed the enemy completely, and even Rhodey couldn't resist roasting him for it.
Yeah, you really killed the glass.
I was aiming for the bulb. You can't hit a bulb at this distance.
Just then, a huge wave of enemies came charging toward them, but Tony wasn't worried at all because the Iron Legion had arrived. At his command, every suit immediately jumped into battle. Mark 31 charged in first, but it was quickly torn apart by the enemy, forcing it to take its attacker down with it. Mark 41 entered the fight next, catching everyone off guard with its ability to split into separate pieces. The rest of the suits soon joined in, turning the entire base into complete chaos. When the massive steel structure overhead started to collapse, Tony immediately deployed Mark 38. Equipped with an incredibly powerful hydraulic system, the massive suit managed to hold up hundreds of tons of steel. Meanwhile, the other suits were locked in brutal fights of their own. Some were surrounded by enemies, while others went crashing down alongside the extremist enhanced soldiers they were fighting. Tony then suited up in Mark 33 and headed off to find Pepper. Rhodey wanted a suit too, but Tony told him he was the only one authorized to use them, leaving Rhodey with no choice but to watch him fly away. Before long, Tony found Pepper trapped among the wreckage. But just as he was about to rescue her, Killian suddenly attacked and used his extreme body heat to destroy the device on Tony's chest. As Killian moved in for the finishing blow, a hidden blade suddenly shot out from Tony's armor and sliced off his arm. But the severed arm was so hot that it melted straight through the steel beneath them, sending Pepper plunging into the flames below. Seeing this, Tony completely lost it. He put on Mark 16 and went straight at Killian. But Killian's terrifying regenerative abilities made him almost impossible to put down. No matter how badly Tony hit him, Killian recovered almost instantly. Tony was quickly overwhelmed and had no choice but to eject from the suit before switching to the high-speed Mark 40 and continuing the fight. But even all that extra speed couldn't make up for the difference in raw power. Killian quickly found an opening and severely damaged the suit, eventually ripping Tony's armor apart. Just when Tony seemed completely out of options, the long-missing Mark 42 finally arrived. Tony reached out, ready for the armor to assemble around him, but then Killian took the opportunity to mock Tony, telling him he didn't deserve to have the Iron Man armor. But those words gave Tony an idea. He immediately ordered Mark 42 to separate, sending every piece of the armor flying onto Killian instead. Then Tony gave one final command: self-destruct. A massive explosion ripped through the entire dock. Tony thought it was finally over, but somehow, Killian rose from the flames once again, even stronger than before. Just as he was about to kill Tony, a metal pipe suddenly smashed into him and sent him flying. It was Pepper. Not only had she survived the fall, but her body had successfully adapted to the extremist virus. When Killian charged at her again, Pepper blasted him away with a single punch. She then grabbed a missile from the ground and used the repulsor in the armor piece on her arm to detonate it. This time, Killian was completely blown to pieces. With everything finally over, Tony decided it was time to let go of the past. He ordered Jarvis to destroy every remaining Iron Man suit, turning the night sky into a massive fireworks show.